So, just a short stream here, some Q&A, and also make sure you go check out the courses because they're 50% off now during Black Week. I guess it's Black Friday today, right? So I'm not sure when the sale is gonna end. Might be today, might be Sunday. I'm seriously not sure, so we'll see. Morning, Juan. Hey, oh my god, everyone's here. Well, you should ask my my teenage daughter when she was like 14, 15. She thought I was the best human being in the world. I think, yeah, probably goes with the territory. Well, thank you. I got that question yesterday as well, and I've owned one Ibanez guitar in my life, and I didn't like it. So. So, and also the model, you know, they have so many weird model names. So to be fair, I haven't played on RG or any of those guitars, and I think the like the Tom Quayle model type guitars looks really great. So no, I was just I was super happy with my Paul Reed Smith that I played the shit out of. So it's basically retired now, and Fender I love. So just didn't get into Ibanez for whatever reason. And then, like 2017, Ola approached me to like, do you want to play my guitars? And I was like, sure. If I think AI will turn into teaching guitar in the future, yeah, maybe. But also, I mean, it's like I use AI for a lot of stuff, even for like tracking calories when I'm doing that stuff, and it fucks it up a lot. So I'm not sure I would trust AI with anything, important actually. So it's kind of scary how like to go back in the chat, like you said, we this is the protein for this, and then it will be like, yes, exactly, this is the protein. It's like, no, it's wrong. Oh yeah, of course. Yes, my mistake. Yes, wrong. So it's like, what? Yeah, I don't know. Uh, I think for AI to be a good teacher, it would have to be able to analyze what you're doing, like a teacher can do. Because the when I'm teaching, right, and the whole practice room pro stuff, and the value of sending videos so that I can watch them is that I can look and listen to someone playing and be like, oh, that can be fixed and that can be fixed. And I think unless you have that, AI is just going to be more information. So. Oh, that's a weird one, Ryan. Good morning. No, so I think AI is gonna do a lot of stuff in the future, but I do think like playing an instrument and all that stuff, that's kind of gonna be fairly safe from AI, I think, because even if you want, if you're like, well, AI can make the best guitar solos ever, yeah, but it wouldn't be real, would it? So I think there's something about a human being doing the stuff that you want to listen to. That's why you go watch. Well, I don't know, maybe don't do that, but I love going to see like a great pianist play or a violinist or whatever, because it's, even though it's not even original music, it's like they're playing Chopin etudes or whatever, but it's just awesome to see someone put in the work to be able to do that for real. And if if it turned out to be like, yeah, actually, Lang Lang didn't play this, he just pressed play on the MIDI piano, but it was also played 50% faster because of the MIDI piano. It's like, who gives a fuck? It's the human element, I think. So. So I would probably be more worried if I was like a mixing engineer or something, because apparently it's already pretty good at doing that. So, but even if you're a composer, right? I think it's kind of like if you love, I don't know, Noam Chomsky or Stephen King or whoever as an author, you wouldn't want like AI to write a novel in the style of Stephen King. That would be shit, right? But if Stephen King used that AI to help him write faster, great. But I think, yeah. Well, the thing is that the whole we've had MIDI since what, the late 70s, early 80s, and had really good sample instruments like a piano, really good samples like late 90s. So we've already had the ability to make crazy performances if we want with MIDI, but I don't think that's very interesting to see that. But then again, what do I know? I mean, I know people who just love going to see like Swedish House Mafia or whatever, like turning knobs in real time. It's like, wow. So, but I think it's always going to be that people don't give a shit. We're like, oh, they don't care if it's AI. They're like, it's nice ear sounds for them, and then they're happy with that. So, but we're always going to have that. I mean, we already have that with like the, you know, the sort of like Taylor Swift type of music. It's like very inoffensive and just, musical. musical wallpaper. And I mean, I'm really happy that AI exists, because there's so much writing and stuff that's so boring to do that I'm happy to use AI to, like, what I do usually when I prepare a lesson, right? I come up with the the guitar gain stuff, for example. I come up with something I want to do, if I want to teach a concept or whatever it might be, and then I just speak into ChatGPT. So I speak like, oh, this lesson is about this, blah 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 blah, and then AI takes that and formats it for me, so I don't need to do that shit, which is great. But even still, even though I say everything, sometimes I go in like, huh, where did this come from? So you have to like be able to check the output and see what the heck is going on. If nothing else, like remove all these fucking EM dashes. So it is weird. But it's very helpful, I would say, because I have no issue writing, and I want writing, be my writing and my ideas as in text and lessons as well. But doing the formatting, that's really, really good using AI for that. No, I haven't. But I think I've listened to their other stuff, the fusion stuff, of course. Like what's it called, Fission, and I think that has Sean Lane on it. And then we have Heavy Machinery with Alan Holdsworth. And that's actually, for me, one of the better Alan Holdsworth, the playing, for me at least, because he's playing over something that's fairly normal. Like there isn't like a gazillion chords going on everywhere, so you can kind of hear him, just his phrasing, and it's just easier to understand, because sometimes it's a lot. Even Frank Gambale said that, like, oh, I don't even know what he's doing, and Frank has no issue with chord changes in general, but it just becomes, Alan was such a special composer, and so it's kind of his domain, but so it's very cool to hear how he sounds over more normal music, and then you realize even more how fucking good it was. You should read Anders Johansson's biography. It's talking about playing with John Sykes and Yngwie, of course, and like all that stuff. It's cool to see the perspective from the drummer playing with Yngwie. Good morning, Chris. Oh yeah, Vinelius, did you check out the clip that I sent you? Probably I understand what I mean, that this probably won't hear much more lead guitar than that enough. Sort of a commercial project. I think I found it on. I read it on Storytel. I had a Storytel subscription for a while, and BookBeat. One of those. They have audiobooks, but also just ebooks as well. So I think this was just an ebook. But it's very. I mean, those guys were unhinged when they were touring with Yngwie. Jens and Anders. I think Anders actually punched a Japanese pilot in that Yngwie You've Unleashed the Fury incident, which is kind of, I mean, that was very much pre 9/11, but otherwise it's probably been fucking shot on sight. So apparently, that incident with Yngwie started screaming "See you in Tokyo, bitch" and all that stuff was because they were in first class. Yngwie was, probably blackout drunk, sleeping, so he didn't actually do anything. And then, then Jens, the keyboard player, took. I think he had a Bloody Mary, and for whatever reason, he had a tampon. They probably found in the bathroom of the plane, and then he dipped that in the Bloody Mary, and then he threw that at some lady in first class. And then for whatever reason, she blamed Yngwie for it, who was sleeping, and she took like an ice water pitcher and poured it over him. So I mean, I don't get mad easily, but I'll probably be quite pissed off as well if I'm on a plane and someone pours ice water over me. Probably wouldn't say "You've Unleashed the Fury" though. Also, Peras, you should check out Key Marcello's biography as well. It's a really corny title, but it's a good biography. When you realize that Europe, they were all into that, to the nose candy, so to speak. Holy shit. The kind of a squeaky clean image, but they were, Key was really bad at some point, so good that he stopped doing all that stuff. But it was, that book is quite revealing. My favorite quote from Key is when he had a seminar in my hometown, and it was recorded on video because I just started playing the like 6 months after he's been there, and someone asked him in Swedish, like, "Oh, so do you guys in Europe have any problems with drugs?" And he was like, "No, not anymore. Now we can afford it." So, and everyone was like, "Oh, that's funny," and we didn't realize that, you know, they he was actually, I mean, he was joking officially, but kind of wasn't. Any questions? I'm gonna be heading off to the gym very soon. Yeah, I love the Tegnér biography. Yeah, Yngwie's biography is crap, the one that he did himself. It's almost like reading Trump would be. Yeah, I was really good at this, and then I was great at this as well. And would you believe it? I was really good at this as well. Probably the best. That wasn't that bad, but it was. But it's very. He just. Also, I get it. It's his life, and he had massive drinking problem and probably done a lot of stuff that he's not very proud of today, and so yeah. Well, Orion, that's like, how long is a piece of string? Depends, right? I mean, if you want to play a run, and you're picking it, you can do the picking fine, then you don't need to do any planting at all. And for me, I use planting mostly if it's like, well, one for warm-up stuff, stuff like that. And And if there's something particular that, you know, I get stuck in whatever lick it might be. So it very much depends. It's a tool, right? So same thing with like working on arpeggios with cutting those short, right? Well, first of all, make sure you're doing everything correctly, meaning that if you're playing something and you like all of a sudden you do 2 downstrokes in a row or 2 upstrokes, so you do something weird, and then try to find like why is it hard. Like if you have something like right, maybe you're fine doing the first 6 notes. When you go to the 3rd string, that's where you get the issue. Thank you. I'm using Archetype Petrucci Neural DSP. But so a big part of practicing it, for me anyway, is to find if there's something specific I'm working on. If I'm just doing technique exercise, I can do anything. I can just I get a lot out of this as well, because it's not like, oh yeah, but I was good at that, when I can do. You can always get better at things, so who cares, right? So, but when it comes to specific phrases, you want to find the problem area. So you're not sitting there, playing 32 notes, but there's actually 3 that fucks you up, right? So if you can find those 3, you're basically, 10 times more efficient in your practice. So let's see, I've started jamming with a band again. It's been almost 50 years since, 30 years. I was like, wow, okay. Funnily enough, it's Metallica covers once again, so now I'm reviving all. Yeah, that's cool. Any tips for that in general? How should I divide my learning songs? So if you can play the solos that you want to play already, maybe you don't need to practice technique anymore, right? I mean, I have so many things that I want to be able to play that I probably will have to practice technique for as long as I'm playing this instrument. But if for example, well, take your example, like Metallica, there's a certain level of technique you need to play that stuff, right? But that's a different level of technique than you would need if you were only into AC/DC. So it's a higher level than that, but it's a lower level than if you were into Dream Theater, right? So I think if you're happy with like, well, this is all I want to do, I'm not really interested in playing other things, then you don't even need to practice technique anymore. So in that case, I would focus on learning the songs and solos, basically. And when it comes to learning songs and solos, again, find the problem area, so you don't sit there and play stuff that you already can play, because that can waste a lot of time that way. And in most cases, in most songs, and in most solos as well, there's probably going to be like 1 or 2 phrases in particular that you have problems with, and that's where you should spend most of your time. But if you find that you run into like these brick walls technically all the time, then you know that you should do technique work as well. But also, if you're jamming with a band, you kind of want to make sure you know the songs, right? So like, yeah, sorry guys, I worked on this last week. But so if you have trouble with a particular technique, in if it always when it comes to some fast picking run or some sweep picking or whatever in a solo, and it's hard for you, then you're better off working on that skill separately as well, instead of just trying to do it via a solo. Oh, Brian Setzer is cool. I was learning Brian Setzer's Sleepwalk, and there's a nice, decent and chromatic pull-up from just after the second verse. I'd like to learn to play that part using often picking. Well, I have to check that out. Setzer. Sleepwalk. What time would that be? Time code for that? You need to give me the time though, because second verse is kind of. Creeping Death. Oh yeah, that's dance song. You mean those kind of runs? Hey Scott, nice to see you, man. That was a Metallica thing. Yeah. Well, I don't know why it won't sound the same. Trying to do this with do it with picking. So I would just do it with. Just do it with legato. But rhythmically, that it's like you have the 1 2 3 1 2 3 blah 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 blah. So he plays 4 notes per triplet. If that makes sense. I think that's the easiest way to think about it. Orion. Right. So if you have 1 2 3 1 2 3, if we slow it down a lot, 1 2 3 1 2 3. 1. So you go 4 notes, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. Well, you can always do this, Petter. Fine for the solo, right? Whatever, then stand like this and look really confused, and then basically just go back to it. But that thing from what's it called? Don't Stop Believing. That's also kind of the same thing where you go, you hit 4 notes per triplet. But you can work on that, Orion. Just work on going like, put the metronome really slow, and then just go. So you basically 1 2 3 Hey, Vince. Yeah, but the whole 1 2 3 1 2 with 2/3 or 3/2. But you kind of get this you get this composite rhythm when you do it. So. Zappa, he did really weird stuff. He would do those nested tuplets when you have like different odd meter phrases or odd numbered phrases that does kind of the same thing here. So you could have like, I mean, technically a triplet is an odd grouping, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But then if you play 5 notes on every triplet, then it becomes like, ugh. Quite weird, right? So. I'm fine with my 16th notes. It's good. No, but seriously, it's a good idea to be comfortable with. I would say at least 1 note per beat, which is quarter notes. 2 notes per beat is 8th notes, and so on. But I just think of it like 1 note per beat, 2 notes, 3 notes, 4 notes. But then for whatever reason, even drummers, I've had 2 drummers take lessons from me on guitar, and they were really good drummers. And I asked them about this. When you learn drums, do they skip 5 and 7 for you guys as well? Like, yeah, like that comes in later, maybe. Like, so basically they work on like 1, 2, 3, 4, not 5, 6, not 7, and then 8. So but being able to go and be as comfortable with that as you go 16th notes or 16th note triplets or 7. So and even if you don't use them that much, it's just truly believe that if you're comfortable with 5 notes per beat and 7 notes per beat, 4 and 6 will be even easier. And also, it's not like those groups of 5, for example. If you play a pattern that is also based on the same number. So if we have groups of 5, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I go. Then it sounds quite normal, but if I play groups of 5, same pattern here, but in 16th notes. That's where you get this, cool rhythmic effect. So if you want to have a cool rhythmic effect with groups of a quintuplet, you kind of need to do 4 notes in the grouping instead. So you go, if I just take, if I do that in 5, so basically the beat lands on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. And it's really good for your synchronization overall, so it's a good thing to practice. One thing that I do sometimes is doing this. If you go right, so just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But then I overlay, I change the subdivision after 2 beats to 2 groups of 5. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, and then we move the beat to here instead. So I go like 16th notes. So if I go it takes a while to get into. That wasn't that very tight, but basically what happens is if you do this with a metronome, then your accent should move from 16th notes, then you go 5, 5, and then 16th notes, and then 5, 5, and then back. So it kind of moves the accent. It's, you know, quite confusing at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's quite interesting. So. And also Yngwie would do a lot of the. It's not he. Whenever I hear someone do these Yngwie licks and they're very subdivided in 16th notes, I heard Paul Gilbert do it, for example. He's very, you know, on the grid like that, and that's fine too. But Yngwie rarely does it that way. He would go like, kind of aims for some note that's gonna end, you know, in the next bar, and then he just goes for it. And this can turn out to be like groups of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It takes a while to get back to 1 again. Any more questions? Otherwise, I gotta go. Have a good one, Scotty.